Good morning, everyone. This is the third video of the very fourth chapter of history, the first cities from Integrated Social Science Ratnasagar, class 6. And earlier in the first two modules, we have already discussed about the Indus Valley civilization, a brief description, isn't it? The extent, the main sites, both in Punjab, I mean India, as well as Pakistan. And we have also studied in the second module about the town planning, the street, uh, the other things as well, like the materials used for building, which were used for making buildings, as well as we have also learned about the citadel and the lower town as well. We have learned that the sites of the cities, the cities of Indus Valley civilization were divided into two parts. One was the citadel, and other was the lower town. One was built on raised ground, one was built on at lower height, but was much bigger in size if it was compared to the citadel. And the main uh, important public buildings were there in the citadel, okay, and the lower town consisting of small houses of common people, whereas the citadel, the people who lived in the citadel were the rulers, the priests, the merchants, and the ruling uh, uh, class. Today, we will be moving towards the other contents as well. We'll be discussing about, let us have a look on the contents first so that you will get a clear picture. So today we'll be discussing occupations and crafts. We'll be discussing about the occupation practice during Indus Valley civilization, as well as the crafts making in which the people used to indulge themselves, the trade overseas. Okay, some evidences have been found which prove that uh, there were distant relations, overseas relations of Indus Valley civilization, the people of Indus Valley civilization as well. And lastly, we'll be dealing with script. Okay, so this is these are the topics which we are going to discuss today. Let us move to the next slide. So the people of Indus Valley civilization followed different occupations. There were farmers, metal workers, potters, weavers, boat makers, jewelers, toy makers, stone cutters, seal makers, boat makers, masons, and traders as well. And pottery making had reached an advanced stage. Beautiful reddish glazed potteries with different beautiful designs. The different designs have has been found uh, from the sites. Other than this, a large number of seals have also been found. Most of them are made of terracotta. Please do memorize it always. Okay, seals were made of terracotta. Terracotta was a reddish brown baked clay. Okay, and these seals were square or rectangular in shape. They have animal figures and picture like signs on it. Okay, other than this, as I've already told, that the people were not only indulged in farming and other things, they also indulged themselves in crafts making as well. So craftsmen made things of stone, shell, metal, either in their homes or at workshops. They made beads, amulets, weights, and ornaments such as rings, necklaces, bracelets, bangles, and earrings. Okay, amulets are a word I called amulet. Was or is a band, okay, which was worn by the people on their arm. Okay, according to them, that amulet protect them from evil. Okay, nowadays also people used to wear amulets. Okay, there's, uh, to protect themselves from evil. And other than that, terracotta toys have also been found. This means that the reddish brown baked clay was also used for making toys as well, and the toys which were made out of that clay was the clay carts, the bullock carts, the ships, boats, figures of animals. Other than this, many other toys were made by the people of Indus Valley civilization, such as marbles, rattles, dolls, and bird-shaped whistles as well. Okay, and the excavators have discovered clay spindles. Clay spindles. What is a spindle? Spindle is a is a rod. Okay, which was used. Spindle is a type of rod. Is a thin rod which is used to twist thread while spinning. Okay, and that has been discovered, which uh, which tells us that yarn was spun and people wore clothes of cotton and wool. Needles and buttons have also been found, which suggests that people stitched clothes as well. Okay, and not only this, as I have already told, that people practice farming. So people living in villages grew crops and reared cattle. Okay, this shows that animal husbandry was practiced during Indus Valley civilization, isn't it? Means the people of Indus Valley civilization used to rear cattle, and they perhaps used these cattle both for milk as well as meat as well. Okay, they domesticated cattle, uh, buffaloes, sheep, and goats, and the and crops like rice, pulses, and mustard were also grown. Other than this, the main crops were wheat and barley. Okay, a toy model of a plow has been found during excavations, which shows that people used plows to farm the land, and people in the cities got their food supplies from these farmers. Let us move on to the pictures which we have discussed now. As I've discussed earlier, seals are also used nowadays, but they are primarily used to authenticate documents, especially those which carry some legal import. Do not think this one as a part of Indus Valley civilization. Okay, this is just to tell you that the seals are even used today. Okay, moving on to the basic or the main, the important images related to Indus Valley civilization. As we have already discussed, people were indulged in farming, in pottery making. We have also discussed the reddish glazed pottery as well as faience pot. Faience is a finely glazed earthenware. Okay. Other than this, the seals, as you can see, animal figures are there, isn't it? There, some are square in shape, some are rectangular in shape. Moving on to the next slide, we'll see here, as you can see, shell. Uh, the craftsmen made things of stone and shell as well as metals. As you can see here, these are the amulets, okay, which were worn by the people of Indus Valley civilization, okay. And moving on to the next figure, showing you the beads as well, okay, or the crafts work. As you can see, beads were also made, as well as the toys, okay, made up of terracotta. As you can see that the toys are quite unsophisticated, isn't it? They are not as fine as we see toys today, isn't it? The Harappan culture is was poor in artistic works made of stone. Okay, as you can see that the terracotta pieces represent unsophisticated artistic work. Other than this, you can see the weights. Okay, as I have already told that they use weights as well. Okay, and these weights and measures were used for trade and other transactions. A bullock cart has been found. Okay, the other uh, weapons or tools, we can say this is the spindle, this is the jewelry made up of beads, okay, and here is the other toys which have been found. Moving on to the next image as well, there is one more image showing you, as you can see here, the copper and bronze vessels, okay, as well as the uh, jewelries, and here as you can see the small toys, weights, isn't it, is here. Okay, it's this and this figure toy which shows that the people of Indus Valley civilization made crafts as well. And let me tell you, the figures which you are seeing here in the slide, they these were used as toys or objects of worship as well. Okay, moving on to the very next one, that is, we'll be discussing now the thread. Let us move on to thread. The Harappans exported surplus goods and brought in goods that were in a short supply. Okay, copper, tin, silver and precious metals were brought from outside, possibly from Mesopotamia, which is modern Iraq, Persia, which is modern Iran, Oman, and Afghanistan. Okay, trading links with Mesopotamia have been proved by the discovery of Mesopotamian seals in many Harappan cities and Harappan seals in the cities of ancient Mesopotamia. Okay, so there were trading links between Mesopotamia as well as Harappan cities as well, because Mesopotamian seals have been found in Harappan cities and Harappan seals have been found in Mesopotamia. Okay, the overseas trade was also perhaps carried on from Lothal. Let me tell you one interesting fact which we have not discussed in the first one. Okay, and it was discussed in the very first chapter of your book, that S.R. Rao, okay, S.R. Rao was a famous Indian archaeologist who discovered the Harappan site of Lothal. Okay, we have heard about Dayaram Sani and R.D. Banerjee. S.R. Rao was also a famous Indian archaeologist who discovered the Harappan site of Lothal. Okay, he excavated the famous dockyard in Lothal. Okay, uh, there are some evidences which proves that Lothal was a dockyard. Okay, there was a dockyard at Lothal, and that is how it has been proved that overseas trade was perhaps carried on from Lothal, where a dockyard for ships has been found, and this was discovered by whom? S. R. Rao. It is given in page number 9 of your book. Okay, so whenever you read a chapter, do uh, take care of these things. Take care of minute things. Okay, let me show you a map which shows that we have the relations, the trade relations with West Asia as well. As you can see here, this map shows the trade relations of the Harappan civilization and West Asia. Okay, this is Mesopotamia, as you can see here, and other places as well. Okay, so moving back to the slide, when it comes to script, okay, so the Harappan script has been engraved on numerous seals that have been found at all the Indus Valley sites, and it is the earliest form of writing discovered in India. We have already discussed these things in the very first chapter, that during the proto-historic period, that is the period between the history and the prehistory, was the proto-historic period when actually the writings, the written records were discovered. Okay, written records were there, but it is sad that they have not been discovered, deciphered till now. They have not been cracked till now. Okay, so uh, the script of the Harappans was pictographic. Okay, they used pictures. That is, it had picture-like signs representing words, objects, and ideas. And it is very sad that it has not yet been discovered, deciphered. Let us see those things as well. Okay, pictographic. As you can see here, I have written that it had picture-like signs representing words, objects, and ideas. Okay, and it has not yet been deciphered. Let us see the picture. The image is related to trade as well as the script. We have already seen the map which shows trade relations or overseas relations of Indus Valley civilization or Harappan civilization with that of Mesopotamia. Let us see the images, okay, the scripts. So as you can see here, the seals consisting of the script, and here is the script. As you can see, this is quite pictographic. They use pictures for expressing the ideas, and this picture which is at the last, okay, this was in news um, the previous year in the month of August. Okay, this is showing, the figure is showing the structural similarities between some inscribed Indus artifacts with that of modern coins and stamps. Okay, so that is why this is quite important. If you want to find it, you can search, you can Google it. Okay, uh, let me tell you something about that as well. So in this picture, as you can see, a majority of Indus Valley inscriptions were written logographically or pictographically by using signs and not by using speech sounds. Okay, and this was discovered, and they tried to focus mainly on understanding how Indian Indus inscriptions conveyed meanings rather than on deciphering what they conveyed. Okay, so this was the script which was used. That is of not such a great importance. It was in use. That's why I shared it here with you. Okay, and if you wanna know more about it, do Google it. In the Hindu newspaper, it was there. Okay. Uh, so with this, I call it a day, and we'll be ending up here. Okay. And in the very last video, we'll be discussing the other contents, and the last contents, that is, we'll be discussing about the Harappan cities in Gujarat, especially Lothal, Dholavira and Goladhoro, and other than that, we'll also try to highlight few points on what were the reasons that actually led to the decline of this uh, civilization. Okay, as I have already discussed in the second module, that not only that the origin of Indus Valley civilization is quite complex, isn't it? I have already discussed the issue of origin of Harappan civilization is a complex one. Not only the origin, the end also of the Harappan civilization is a complex one. Okay, and how it is a complex one we'll be discussing in the next video, and that will be the very last video of this chapter. Till then, have a nice day, and do watch the videos again and again for a clearer understanding, and do read the books as well. Have a good day.